So I'm back, hey, in sunny LA, and I'm finally getting to reviewing this episode. I apologize for this review being more than a few days late. I'm just jet lagged. It's been really hard for me to adjust to the time change, so I'm struggling to be up during normal business hours. So this is why it's coming to you now, but I think I'm getting the hang of it and my sleep pattern is finally getting on task. So I'm here to review Little Women Atlanta. So this episode picks up where that messy episode left off at this ridiculous dinner that I hate being in group chat sometimes. Oh, they don't stop. Anyway, we're still at the conclusion of this dinner, and remember when Chris did all that running? He ran and then 6 feet later just stopped running. No security held him back, nothing. And then the other girl, the other twin, it's not Andrea, it's something. Jasmine, is it Jasmine? Her boyfriend takes off running and he doesn't even go far. They did all of those theatrics, all that running, and did not even get halfway to where Tanya and her baby father were at. I was just y'all did all of that for nothing. Do you know that people saw you on national TV look a damn fool? We cut back to everybody at this dinner at the table, and the twins are still popping off. Ooh. And then Minnie is popping off too and trying to play tough and say all this stuff that she would not have said to Tanya. Oh, that's what little boys do. He not a man. That's what boys do. Minnie, shut up. You and your lying behind cannot have an opinion this entire season. You lied about a pregnancy and you lied about a miscarriage. Shut up. Shut up. Girls get together and they go to, they're on their way to this Ricky Smiley show event that he's having, and Miss Juicy set it all up, and they're driving to this event. While they're in the car, they're discussing Tanya and Tanya's baby father, Nico. So I was expecting the girls to come to some type of conclusion, oh, it got out of hand, this is what we could have done better, this is what we did wrong. None of that. Do you know not one of them accepted responsibility for what they did? Not a one. Even Money, who was, in my opinion, the voice of reason this season, she was just I just, Tanya and Nico, what they did was wrong. They were really out of line. How, Sway? Tanya and Nico, you guys are so disrespectful and mean to them. They sat at that dinner longer than they actually had to. Maybe the producer told them that they had to stay there, but you guys were beyond disrespectful. And I can't believe that nobody in that car had, this was a few days later, so nobody in that car sat down and thought about their actions and said, you know what? We were wrong. We could have done something else. No, they were still blaming Tanya and Nico. This entire group is delusional. Now I understand how you guys are friends with Minnie and you can forgive her so easily. Y'all all are out of your minds. You are not living on the same planet. Y'all see things totally different. You all are forever victims. You know what? It's a victim clique. It's a clique of victims. So everybody else is wrong and you guys are always right, even when you are bold-faced lying. We cut to Tanya and Sam, who are doing a little workout, and Tanya is just talking about the dinner, and Sam is, dropping her 2 cents about the dinner as well. And I agree with everything that Tanya says. She was just this was Nico's first time meeting them. I didn't say that we were in a relationship. I just brought him here to meet my friends, have a fun dinner. They all start questioning the dude, trying to have her claim him. Gary jumps in with his 2 cents. And then Tanya says this, what I agree with. She says, I think that Andrea was popping off like that because she was trying to get the attention off of Chris being the deadbeat dad of the group and put it on Nico, but she doesn't know the story, so she can't say that. And I agree, because Andrea was popping off, so she was so adamant about making Nico the black Chris, because she knows that she doesn't have a catch. She has a guy that does her terribly, and I guess she just wanted Tanya to join the club, but she didn't know Tanya and Nico's situation. So she was dead wrong. So I agree with everything that Tanya and Sam said in their little meeting about the dinner. Because, girl, we get to some other tea that Tanya's about to drop, and I was like, ooh, no, you're not messy. Then Tanya drops her own tea. And you know what? I give her mad props because this is how you do it. Especially when you come on these reality TV shows, you tell your own tea. You don't let nobody or the blogs or, TMZ, none of them tell your tea. You tell your own tea so you can get ahead of it. Anyway, Tanya says that she was upset about the guys pushing Nico to try to claim her when they really don't understand their relationship, because if they understood, they would not have tried to force it. So she says that Tanya used to be a dancer, like stripping. So back in the day while she was stripping, she was in a relationship with this dude who loved her. They had a son together, and everything was great, but she was stripping, just to bring home some money. So while she was out there stripping, she met up with Nico one night, and she got pregnant. What is going on? Sorry, I've been in LA a full 3 days, and they trying to burn it down. Anyway, so Tanya met up with Nico, and I guess, she was cheating on her baby father with Nico, and she made it seem like she met up with Nico one time and she got pregnant. So on a one night stand, she got pregnant, but she didn't tell the dude that she was in a relationship with that she was pregnant with somebody else's baby. So she let this dude on. She let him believe that he was the father of her youngest child, when she knew good and well, and Nico knew good and well, that was their baby. Because I feel like Tanya left this out. I feel like she did not tell the guy until her youngest was a lot older, because the guy is now raising this child as his own, and Nico's not interfering. So I'm just like, Tanya didn't tell this dude when the baby was like a month old. She probably told him when the baby was a lot older, to the point where the dude had already had like a relationship with the child, and he was just like, forget it, that's my son. A lot of men do that, because there are a lot of women who lie on men and say that they're the father when they're really not. And by that time, the kid is like 10. And so the guys is just like, this is my son. You're not taking him from me. So I feel like that's what happened with Tanya in this situation. But I was like, dang, you lied, Tanya. And this is the thing. You have to tell me the tea early, because I don't know if you were like me, but I didn't like that father. The way Tanya was making it seem like he took the kids. He didn't want her to be with them. She's in this custody battle. But now I understand why Tanya is so delicate with this dude, because she lied. She cheated on him, and she told him that a child that she was pregnant with was not his, was his. And it wasn't. So Nico is not a deadbeat. He just, doesn't want to interfere with a guy who wants to be the father of his son, who was told. It is such a messy situation. Tanya, this show was messy. The casting director for this show needs a raise, because these little women got some spicy lives. I tune in every week like, oh my goodness. They had beyond average height problems. They are so messy. The ladies finally arrived for the Rickey Smiley show, and they're all getting ready to go on stage. And can I tell you, I was so disappointed in the clothing choices. I didn't say anything about it when they were in the car, because I thought that they were wearing those clothes to the event to change into something else. But those raggedy clothes that they wore on the drive up to the Rickey Smiley event was what they wore on stage. And I'm telling you guys, they were all dressed like they were about to go to the corner store to get a pack of cigarettes. Nobody was dressed like they were ready to run into a hater or an ex. Like, that's how you have to show up. I was so disappointed. This is a show appearance. You're only on this show because of Little Women Atlanta, and this is how you show up to basically work. Oh, they looked a mess. Disappointed, ladies. Disappointed. And Miss Juicy, I don't know what you're going through, honey, but you got to start wearing earrings and makeup. Like, Miss Juicy throughout this entire episode is dealing with like an unfinished look. You know what I mean? Like, her hair is on point, but there's no makeup, there's no jewelry. The clothes are very TJ Maxx clearance section, you know what I mean? A Ross layaway situation. Like, it's not even like, I'm about to be on TV. Girls end up having a really good time. They were so glad that they had fans. It was fun. You know, twins was twerking, pop, 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 one cheek. They did a really good job, and they had fun, despite appearances. Anyway, they all go to the back and they meet with Ricky Smiley, and Ricky Smiley tells Miss Juicy that she should do a pilot for, I guess, her podcast that she has with another one of our co-workers from the Ricky Smiley show. So she agrees to do it, and she starts working towards that process of shooting a pilot for her sex talk. I guess what is it, Miss Juicy Sexy Time? Something. So Sam invites Minnie to go shopping. Now, Minnie is just like, me and her don't hang out like that, so I don't know why she's inviting me to go shopping. It seems really weird. So while Minnie and Sam are shopping, Sam asks her about Gary and starts telling Minnie about his behavior, how it was abrupt and, just really unexpected for this being the first time that, the group is meeting him. And then Minnie is just like, oh, this is why she wanted to invite me out. And she starts to blame Gary's abruptness and rudeness on the liquor. I hate when people do that. Alcohol is not an excuse for poor behavior. If you know that you become a raging idiot when you drink, maybe you shouldn't drink on a date with your girlfriend around her friends. Maybe you don't do that, Gary. Maybe your man needs to take responsibility for the idiotic choices that he makes, Minnie, because he was very rude to Tanya and Nico. Extremely. Not as rude as the twins, but Gary was inappropriate. And I'm kind of confused why Sam only brought up Gary. Maybe she just only brought up Gary because she was with Minnie, but I felt like she should have had this meeting with just about everybody at that table if she wanted to go to bat for Tanya, because they were all rude. All rude to her, in my opinion. And we see Miss Juicy meeting with a producer that Ricky Smiley suggested for her pilot. And right off the bat, they're not meshing well. Because I think the problem is Miss Juicy thinks that she knows everything. So the producer, Maisha, is trying to give her advice and tell her what she needs to do. And Miss Juicy's like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, you've never shot a pilot. You're sitting here talking to a producer who has shot multiple shows. And you're telling her, no, 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 no. So I already know that they're going to have a little issue with this pilot. Chris leaves Andrea again. And now she's like, it's over. I'm like, no, he just left you again. It's not over. Chris is going to come back and Andrea is going to take him back. And it's just so sad. And I'm having a really hard time feeling sorry for Andrea because she's so nasty and negative to everyone. She's only nice to people as long as it's surface. You know what I mean? I take that back. Even when it's surface, she just pops off and her attitude is just disgusting. And, oh, no, whatever, who are you talking? It's just such group text with my family, sorry. It's just such a horrible attitude. And I feel sorry for her, but I'm just like, I'm getting numb to her crocodile tears because of her foolishness. I'm just over it. It's the whole, you cuss out people, you're being nasty to somebody, then Chris leaves you and treats you poorly, and it's, why did he leave me? I'm so tired of people leaving me. I'm so tired of you treating everybody on this show poorly. That's what I'm tired of. Then Money stops by Tanya's place and she finally apologizes and says that she's sorry about how everything went down. And just like Minnie, she blames, the poor behavior of everybody at that dinner on liquor. And Tanya's not having it. She was just like, you guys were just wrong. I'm over it. I'm done. And then Money invites her to Miss Juicy Baby's pilot. And she's just like, no, I don't want to be around them. Like, y'all were very rude to me. Why would I want to be around you? And then Money does this that I did not like. She tries to guilt Tanya into coming to this pilot because she's little. It's like, oh, Miss Juicy is a little person and she's doing a pilot. No little person's ever done this before. First of all, it has been done before. Second of all, you were terrible to her. So do not try to guilt her into doing something with her size, and saying, oh, it's a little person that's doing it, so you should want to come and support. No, you guys should apologize to her. Miss Juicy Baby, who I love, she was wrong. She instigated that entire dinner. So why would Tanya want to come support her? I know I wouldn't. But it's a reality TV show, and Tanya obliges. Now we're at Miss Juicy Baby's pilot, and it's a mess. First of all, the set looks so basic. Miss Juicy Baby looks like we popped up on her unexpectedly in her living room. She has on no makeup, no jewelry. She got this big ill-fitted shirt on with these like wide leg yoga pants and some flats. She looks a mess. And then she has no script. She's not engaged in the audience. She doesn't know like how to like get them to respond. She's just talking real gross and let the juices flow. What, miss? You should have rehearsed. So while Miss Juicy Baby is bombing, I think her name is Maisha, the producer, comes in and she's like, stop, we gotta do this all over again. And Miss Juicy Baby's face when she comes in, she's like, ooh, girl. Like, why are you so sassy? Listen, in every system, there is an ounce of sass. We all have it. But Miss Juicy Baby does too much. It's too much sass. No black woman is born with all that sass. Miss Juicy just puts it on and it's just, ooh, girl, child, what? Then she finally finds her footing and she gives us this monumental line. Take his hand and let him feel your juices. No, sir. No, ma'am. After Miss Juicy's pilot is successful, the ladies go back into the dressing room where Miss Juicy's pilot was being shot, and they sit down and they just talk and they have like a good time and they celebrate. Then Tanya expresses why she was upset with the ladies at the dinner, and they talk about it, and she lets them know that she cheated on Nico. Again, I feel like this was a producer persuasion because I don't know why she needed to tell them that. They still should have apologized without knowing the info. But anyway, after she spills her tea, they apologize to her and she apologizes. I don't know why. And they end up squashing it. We're at Andrea's house and Amanda tries to convince her to tell her mom what happened with Chris. And for some reason, Andrea doesn't want to tell her mom. And I'm thinking it's out of embarrassment. Like you don't want to tell your mom, you know, that the guy that she warned you about is a jerk. So you're like trying to avoid it. But we find out it's something much deeper because Andrea and Amanda's mom called. And as soon as she tells her about Chris, her mom says something like, do you know? And Andrea goes off, extremely ugly and nasty and disrespectful to her mom. And she hangs up on her mother. Utter disrespect. So disrespectful. It's disrespectful to do that to anybody, but especially to your mother. No respect, Andrea. Disgusting. Very disappointed in you for doing that. So Amanda, rightfully so, flips out. And she's just like, why do you do that to mom? Like, that was so rude of you to talk to her like that and to hang up the phone. You never respect your family. And we're always there for you. Everybody helps you out. Like, her parents are raising her son. And she's cussing her out and saying F you to her mom and hanging up the phone. So Amanda, rightfully so, was pissed. And then we later find out that Andrea was upset with her mom because I guess she didn't want her mother to say on camera that Chris is going back to be with his baby's mother. So I didn't know that Chris got another kid. He got some other chick pregnant. So when he flees, he goes to be with that other baby mother and that child. So that's what she was afraid about. And then Andrea's just like, I don't care where he goes. It doesn't really matter. Yes, you do. Because you want Chris to be with you because you love this dude. In the end, I end up feeling bad for Andrea because nobody deserves this. Like, the girl is just crying and crying and crying. Then she goes over to where her daughter is and she's crying over that sickly baby. And I'm like, that child is fighting for her life. She don't need you coming over with these crocodile tears about her deadbeat dad and putting that extra added pressure on her while she's fighting to live. But she's crying over her and it's a sad mess. And unfortunately, that's where the episode ends. Next week is going to be a mess. Money loses her engagement ring, and Miss Juicy is just extra added hilarious. And I'll be there to watch it, and I'll review it with you guys, and I'll come back here, and we'll talk, and we'll chat, and we'll have a good time. And I'm really just thankful. Like, I'm tired. The minute I got to LA, I haven't sat down. So I'm just really, really tired. But I love doing this because you guys are such a great community. You're so funny and supportive and you got all the tea and you just keep me going and you keep me inspired. So I thank you all for sticking with me throughout everything. I love you guys and I'll see you next week. Bye.